Greetings, everyone. This is Terry Naturally with another edition of Terry Talks Nutrition. As always, we are here every Saturday and Sunday morning from 8 o'clock until 9 o'clock Central Standard Time. And you can listen to us locally as you are on the radio programming in Green Bay, Wisconsin, USA. Also, you can go to our website, terrytalksnutrition.com. There you can listen to the radio show anywhere around the world as we live stream our broadcast to the website, so you can listen anywhere you are around the world. Just change your times to be on the same time we are here in the Central Standard Time of the USA. But also you can go to the radio programming on the website, and we have archived many of the radio programs that you can pull up and listen at your convenience anytime you want. That's also true for our newsletter. We send out a new newsletter every Friday to your email address. But they also are archived on the website, so you can go into the website and read any one or all of them anytime you like. And if you have a particular topic that you're interested in, just write a key word in the search section of the e-newsletter, and several newsletters will come up and help you understand more of why and what you are wondering about of that key topic. But we are always here for you, trying to help you understand that you are in control of your health. No one else is. Your doctor is not in control of your health. In fact, your doctor doesn't know what health is. Your doctor only knows disease. And we don't want to know what disease is. We're interested in health because health is the prevention of disease. The healthier we are, the less risk we have of having heart disease, cancer, arthritis, or whatever it might be. Getting healthy and staying healthy for the entire life is what we would strive for our life. Getting healthy. And we are here to offer you suggestions as to how to get healthier. We don't lose our health because God is mad at us, or because of the roll of the dice, or because we have a certain number attached to our name. Unfortunately, we are responsible for our health. And our health slips away because we do not pay attention to what principles will make us healthy. So we may not even think health is my responsibility. Health is not up to me. I thought I could live the way I want and eat what I want and be happy until I am not happy because I am sick, and then I go to a doctor and they prescribe drugs. That's not health. That's taking a high risk of destroying your health. So I hope you think about things that can help make you healthier, and we're always here to offer you suggestions and ideas and alternative medicines that are as effective as drugs, probably more effective than drugs because they have no side effects or very little side effects. So today we're going to offer you some topics. We're going to be talking about Andrographis, one of my favorite herbs of all herbs to give you the best health possible. It affects many, many pathways in the body. You know, that's what nature does. Plants, herbs, botanicals. A drug is one molecule, just one single isolated molecule, because it takes a lot of time, effort, and money to develop a drug. Because a drug has never been on the face of the earth. It's developed and studied in a laboratory. It takes about 10 years to produce a drug from scratch until it reaches the doctor's office or the pharmacy. And about $1.5 billion of research. And all the evidence of the research behind that drug would probably fill 18 wheelers. Seriously. I mean, the drugs are costly, but are they really necessary? Some drugs, yes. We need drugs for an emergency, for an accident, for an injury. But nature has put into the plants as a protection of the plant against solar radiation or pests. And these key compounds are highly beneficial for our health. And there are hundreds, if not thousands, of molecules in plants. So they affect hundreds and thousands of pathways in the body. A drug can only affect one pathway. And then it disturbs and throws out of balance other pathways that are associated with it. Nature is much, much more gentle and healing in terms of plant medicines. And Andrographis is one of those. That is one of my, it's one of my top three for sure. And some days when when you want to really raise and boost up the immune system, protect you against serious infection, it is the top one. Now, Andrographis is also known as the king of the bitters. It is very, very bitter tasting. So you don't want to drink it. You could never make a tea of it. Even just uncoated tablets, when it touches your tongue, it's very, very bitter. So it has to be in a hard shell capsule or a soft gel capsule. But it does so many things to the body that it is one of the top herbs, I would say, for helping you recover and stay healthy. It does everything. It's antibacterial, kills off bacteria. Antiviral, blocks viral uptake into the cell. And that means viral infection, cold and flu. It's a very powerful liver protectant. Drug companies now are trying to find a drug that will cure fatty liver disease. And the reason I'm chuckling is because fatty liver disease, as it is classified as a disease, because the liver is turning into fat. Duh. If you're fat, your liver is fat. And how do you get fat? Eating too many carbohydrates and sugar. And then the liver turns into fat, as the same amount of fat in your body. And so it actually destroys healthy liver cells because the fat infiltrates into the liver. And in many cases, the liver in normal people is 4 to 5 pounds. And in many fat people, it could be as much as 20 pounds. But fat, not healthy liver cells. And drug companies are trying to find a way, because it's very lucrative, if they can come up with another drug, more money, right? Higher shares, right? Stockholders are happy, right? But it destroys people's health because there's always side effects to drugs. Even children, 18% of children have fatty liver disease. Children. Well, what causes the liver to become overly fat? Sugar. Years ago, there was alcoholic liver disease based on the amount of alcohol that was consumed by some people that caused the liver to be gorged with fat, causing cirrhosis and scarring of the liver cancer. But now we have it, now it's called non-alcoholic meaning no alcohol causing fatty liver disease, but sugar does. And Andrographis is one of the most powerful anti-cancer herbs. In a study recently at City of Hope Hospital in Los Angeles, they did a study with human tumors, and in a combination of melatonin and Andrographis, it could reduce 90% of the human tumors grafted to animals in about 21 days. It's also a very powerful immune stimulating, not overstimulating, but boosting it. It's anti-inflammatory, anti-diarrheal, anti-diabetic, and anti-hypertensive, lowering blood pressure. Andrographis is one of those plants that is the most healing, regenerating, and making your body healthy again. Recovering. Even after COVID-19, we have a condition called long COVID. Once the infection is no longer in your body and you test negative, you're clear, but many people still have major side effects caused by what the condition is known as long COVID, because it's hanging on longer than the infection. Women are losing their hair, extreme fatigue and exhaustion, and constantly sick, but not with infection, but not well. And Andrographis is one of those herbs that can help eliminate long COVID. But it is best known for the immune system. One of the most effective cold and flu preventions I know. In fact, in a clinical study, Andrographis relieved the intensity of key symptoms of cold and flu, such as fatigue, sore throat, runny nose, sleeplessness, in just 2 days. Most cold and flu can hang on 5 to 7 to 10 days. And by the 4th day, there was a significant decrease in all symptoms based on taking Andrographis, including headache, earache, phlegm production, mucus, and the frequency and intensity of coughing attacks. In another study of 223 people with upper respiratory tract infections, the Andrographis group saw a dramatic decrease in cough, headache, sore throat, and disturbed sleep by day 3. The placebo group had no improvement, and some even had their symptoms get worse as time went on. COVID-19. There is a tremendous immense amount of interest in Andrographis. Preliminary research shows it is extremely effective at preventing the virus from attaching to cell receptor sites and blocking it from mutating and replicating. You know, where do these new strains of bacteria come from, or viruses, I should say? Where do these new strains of virus come from? You know, we've gone through several of them. COVID-19 was first. And then there were several other strains of the virus. And some of the strains were weaker, some were more contagious. Well, where do these come from? Well, first of all, when a virus attacks an individual that is sick or sickly or unhealthy or has multiple underlying health conditions. They don't have the immune system to block the uptake of the virus, and the virus spends some time in the cell of the individual. And if the individual is lacking certain vitamins and minerals and other healthy nutrients, the virus becomes stronger in that person. And it replicates and mutates in that individual. It's not coming from a laboratory. It's not coming from the air. It's coming from within some unhealthy person that makes the virus stronger or different. And then that person causes it to be contracted to someone else, and they spew out this new replicated, new mutated strain of virus. So all this happens in people that are unhealthy. But Andrographis and a number of vitamins and minerals that we need to shore up or boost up the immune system can block the replicating and mutating of the virus. Andrographis is on the top of that list. So here are some really up-and-coming uses of Andrographis. Anti-cancer. Here's a new study. I alluded to it earlier in the introduction of Andrographis. Andrographis in combination with melatonin. Now, this was a study done showing the differences of Andrographis, melatonin, and several drugs, chemotherapeutic drugs. When melatonin was given to animals that had cancer, they had tumors grafted to them that were human cancerous tumors, colon cancer tumors. And melatonin reduced tumor size by 50%, 50, in just 3 weeks. Andrographis was able to reduce the tumor size by 60% in 3 weeks. But now they put them together, Andrographis and melatonin, together in the same cancer model. And it reduced the size of the tumors by 90% in just 3 weeks. Then they took 3 or 4 drugs, chemotherapeutic drugs, and put them through the same model of reduction in animal tumors. And they were not able to reduce the tumor size more than 10%. 10% versus 90% with Andrographis and melatonin. This study was done at the City of Hope Comprehensive Cancer Center by Dr. Ajay Goyal. He's a researcher that was the top researcher of this cancer study. And previous studies showed up to 90% inhibition of breast cancer cells without harming normal cells, and a 40% reduction in tumor growth in animals of esophageal cancer. These are some very new studies that have just been published in some of the top cancer journals. Human clinical trials are now in progress to study Andrographis effects on colon cancer and bronchitis, tonsillitis, rheumatoid arthritis, multiple sclerosis, and type 2 diabetes. All of these studies are listed in the clinicaltrials.gov database. There's a tremendous amount of interest in Andrographis. It's an herb that grows in India and in areas of that region, in the Himalayas. This is a powerful, powerful herbal medicine. It's something that I take every day. I would not want to go a day without Andrographis. Now, how do I take it? And how should you use it? Well, from all the studies that I have just presented to you, you don't have to take a large quantity. It is very, very effective at very small dosages, which is great. All you need is about 400 milligrams of Andrographis, standardized at 20% of the herb as andrographolides, which is a key compound of Andrographis. So it's standardized to about 80 milligrams. So you have 400 milligrams of Andrographis. It's standardized at 20%. So that gives you 80 milligrams of the key active compound called andrographolide. So you do that twice a day. And it's used for arthritic joint pain, cancer, cold and flu prevention and treatment, increased energy levels, mental function, and almost everything else you could think of. And it has absolutely no side effects. 0 side effects. But if you want to learn more, I would suggest you watch my discussion with Dr. Ajay Goyal, who is the cancer researcher at City of Hope Cancer Center in California. So all you have to do is go to my website, which I mentioned earlier in the program, terrytalksnutrition.com, and click on the videos to listen to Natural Botanicals for Cancer and Cancer Prevention. I interviewed Dr. Ajay Goyal, and we have it on the YouTube channel. So you can listen to it. You can go to my website and just under videos listen to it. It has a tremendous amount of information that I think you will all benefit from. Now, as I've always said, food is our best medicine. Don't think you can just take drugs or even just take supplements without thinking of your diet. I mean, not dieting. I'm not talking about losing weight. Your food and what you eat in a day is your diet. So our diet creates our health. It is the fuel that makes our body run healthy or not healthy. Depends on our choice. Depends on the choice we eat, of what we eat, and how much we eat. And many of these types of different foods have been researched extensively to show you the benefits of eating certain foods. Many people do not eat a good diet, a healthy diet. And they leave it to chance, to risk. They don't think about what they're eating. They just eat whatever gives them pleasure, whatever satisfies their hunger. They don't think about their health. And certainly don't think about mental health. You know, we think about Alzheimer's disease, dementia, short-term memory loss. As seniors get older, their mind begins to go. And because they're not eating as well, and over the many years of not eating well, many of the mental faculties are lost. But you can feed your brain for better mental health. And with that, I want to introduce you to two of the foods that have the most effective ability to improve your brain health. Nuts and berries. Nuts and berries will keep your brain healthy. A lot of research, 35 to 40 years of research by a number of top scientists in this country have proven that nuts and berries can keep your brain healthy for your entire life. Eating nuts and berries daily. Nuts are not just a snack or something to grab in an airport when you're on a plane or at a party where they may have a dish of nuts out. But eating nuts as part of your diet every day and berries every day actually improves the circulation and the blood flow, bringing nutrients to the brain. Nuts and berries reduces damaging oxidative stress and inflammation, which impairs proper brain function. Some key research. Well, maybe I should hold this up right now because I don't want to get into the part of the studies that are being done and the results of some of these studies being done. These are some amazing statistics and studies that prove that nuts and berries can improve the quality of your brain function, your brain health, and I don't want you to miss this. It's really, really cutting-edge scientific research that we should all be aware of. These are not just snacks. These are not just foods you eat at parties. These are daily foods that we should be considering every day to make us healthier. So we're going to pause here for a few minutes and whatever, and we're going to come right back here in the second portion of our program, and I will tell you why nuts and berries are so powerful to improve your cognitive function. Come back right after this, right here on Terry Talks Nutrition. I'm Terry Naturally. And welcome back, my friends. We're back here with Terry Talks Nutrition. I'm Terry Naturally. And I'm just getting into the research findings, the key research findings that proves how effective nuts and berries will keep your brain healthy. Are you concerned as you get older that you may lose your mind? That you will have memory loss? You will not be able to remember what's going on? But we can reverse a lot of that damage. And if used early enough in life, we can sail through life without having any kind of interruption in good cognitive, healthy function. Now, clinical trials to prove that cognitive function can be improved and healthy. Walnuts are one of the best nuts to improve your brain function. And isn't it funny that when you look at a walnut, it looks like your brain? Truly, walnuts, when intake is significantly improved, working memory, and nut intake, that means at least an ounce, maybe 2 ounces, but at least an ounce a day. The intake will reduce the stroke risk by 46%. Now, isn't that amazing that food, just a handful of nuts daily? Now, that doesn't mean in a week or two. That means ongoing. That means forever. Because nuts have that kind of an ability with the key compounds of the vitamins and minerals and the essential, not the essential, but the high quality oils that are found in walnuts. Can actually improve your working memory. So what's the difference of having a handful of nuts after your meal? Or make it a part of your meal? Or make Put it in different kinds of foods. Nuts are very, very healthy and should be part of everyday diet and not just for snacking. But the intake reduced risk stroke is up to 46%. And in another study of middle-aged and older adults, the subjects with the highest nut intake had brain function equivalent to a 5 to 10 year younger person than their actual age. So if you're 80, you're going to have a younger brain by about 10 years. Eating strawberries and blueberries delayed mental aging by as much as 2.5 years in a study of over 16,000 women over the age of 70. So what kind of nuts and how much? You don't have to eat a lot of food to be healthy. It's not like you have to eat a pound of nuts to be healthy. Just a little bit every day. Most of the research studies on nuts focused on walnuts. They're the healthiest nuts. There are many good ones too. You can combine almonds, macadamia, filberts, hazelnut. But walnuts overall also give you some indirect omega-3 fatty acids, a lot of vitamins and minerals, and just 1 ounce. Now that's approximately 7 walnuts, whole walnuts. But there are many others too. Almonds, cashews, macadamia, pecan, hazelnuts, otherwise known as filberts. Nuts in general are a very good quality, healthy food. And most of the research studies on berries focused on blueberries. 1 cup of fresh blueberries is a typical recommendation. So if you're going to be eating more nuts and more fresh fruit, 7 walnuts, 1 cup of fresh blueberries. I always buy frozen blueberries and some fresh blueberries, depending on my diet. But I like to throw in the frozen blueberries and frozen other berries in my morning protein drink. But you can also include other berries as well. Mulberries, blackberries, raspberries, both black and red, strawberries, cranberries, and grapes, which typically are not a berry, but they have a very similar nutrient profile. And overall, grapes are really very healthy. But make sure you get good organic grapes if you can. Grapes are one of the most heavily sprayed fruits. And it'd be better to get the wild or otherwise the organically grown fruits and nuts. Now, if you've had COVID-19, that means you've tested positive for viral infection. And I've told you in the beginning of the program, there is what is called long COVID. That once you are testing negative, it shows that you have been cleared of the virus. You no longer harbor the virus. You no longer have the viral infection. You're clear. But you feel terrible after. And it lingers on for a long time. It's called post-viral fatigue. And sometimes it can be for weeks and months and longer. But now a brand new study with a very special form of red ginseng and how it actually was able to eliminate the long haul COVID, the post-viral fatigue. So you can get your energy back with red ginseng. Infection with bacterial or viral diseases can leave people with extreme fatigue that lasts for months and even years. Ordinary fatigue improves with rest. We all get tired. We've had a long day, we've traveled, or we went hiking, maybe we were out in the garden all day. So just the things we do daily cause us to become tired or fatigued. But we would recover with a few days of rest. But with post-viral infection, also called post-viral infection, fatigue does not respond to rest. And it triggers infections, other infections, including Lyme disease, Epstein-Barr virus, and COVID infection. A new study with 188 people with chronic fatigue syndrome. That means they have it all the time. They're tired, they're exhausted, they have fatigue all the time. They just don't feel like doing anything. But when they were treated with red ginseng for 4 weeks, of the 60% of the participants who saw improvements, the results were significant. They had a 67% average boost in energy, a 48% average increase in mental clarity, a 46% average improvement in restful sleep, a 72% increase in stamina. Now, the dosage was 200 to 400 milligrams of red ginseng daily. The subject used a very specific extract, hydroponically grown red ginseng, high in the very rare noble ginsenosides, and it's 17 times more absorbable and 7 times stronger than normal ginseng. It's a very specially grown red ginseng. The study was done on a ginseng called HRG80. HRG80, red ginseng. We have a lot of fruit, which I mentioned earlier, right? All kinds of fruit. Wonderful for us. Well, here's the fruit that some even claim was what Eve gave Adam rather than an apple. Some claim it was pomegranate. And pomegranate is a very powerful natural antioxidant and anti-inflammatory. Researchers looked at its effects at reducing oxidative damage, oxidative stress. Now, our body is constantly under stress. It doesn't mean relationship stress. It doesn't mean divorce stress. It doesn't mean financial stress. It doesn't mean working stress. Oxidative stress is caused by the environment. Smoking, tobacco, pesticides, the likes of Roundup, solar radiation. These are all oxidative stress factors, which in turn cause inflammation, and especially with people with diabetes. In 60 patients with type 2 diabetes, they received either 250 milligrams of pomegranate extract or a placebo daily for 8 weeks. And the results of this study, a study versus placebo, to a group of the patients received a placebo, no active materials, no active compounds, a fake pill. But patients receiving the pomegranate had a much powerful impact. The total antioxidant levels increased by 54%. Antioxidant increased by 54%, while free radical levels declined up to 50%. The inflammatory C-reactive protein, the levels decreased by 33%. And additionally, A1C, which is the biomarker, which determines the amount of sugar levels over a period of time, the levels declined by 3%, but no change in the placebo group. How to pick a good pomegranate extract. If you want to add pomegranate to your supplement regimentation or protocol, I would avoid pomegranate juice, because 1 cup, usually this is very common in all juice. I know a lot of people give up Coke or sodas and they start drinking a lot of juice. They're still getting a lot of sugar. Eat the fruit. Avoid the sugar. Avoid the juice. 1 cup, just 8 ounces of pomegranate juice, contain as much sugar as 2 candy bars. And sugar is sugar to the body. Doesn't make any difference where it came from. It doesn't make a difference if it came from fruit or candy bars. Encapsulated pomegranate from pomegranate seed oil and pomegranate seed extract contains the power of pomegranate without the sugar. No sugar. And the ideal dosage is 600 milligrams of the pomegranate seed oil and fruit extract. It's really hard to eat the fruit. It's a chore to clean pomegranate, to eat the seeds. And you can buy it cleaned in many grocery stores, but here's a nice way to take it in a soft gel capsule, 600 milligrams of seed oil, the pomegranate seed oil, and the fruit extract, standardized to the polyphenols, compounds that are necessary for good health, once or twice daily. Here are 3 natural remedies. 3 natural headache remedies. If you have headaches, here are some answers that may be a solution for you. How to rid yourself of headaches. Well, a new study analyzing data from 357 previously published studies. Now here they take 357 already published studies, and they look at all those studies and what do those studies represent. And then they come up with just one study, which is a summary of the 357 studies. And they found that 16% of people have a headache on any given day. Half the population has a headache disorder, including migraines, tension-type headaches, or persistent headaches. Women are twice as likely as men to experience migraines and frequent headaches. For women, primarily it is based on hormone changes, which are linked to migraine headaches, or they're called menstrual headaches or menstrual migraines. And women are more likely to experience sleep loss, deprivation, and stress, which are also linked to migraines. There are 3 natural solutions for headaches. When you have a headache, a combination of curcumin and boswellia in a black sesame seed oil base. Curcumin and boswellia are more difficult to be absorbed. So researchers are looking for ways to increase the absorption, which gives you a better chance to correct the remedy. And black sesame seed oil is a very powerful oil, very commonly used in Ayurvedic medicines in India, to increase the absorption of curcumin and boswellia. And this has shown in studies to work quickly and as effectively as OTC drugs to relieve pain of any kind. Joint pain or headache pain, back pain, it just relieves pain in general, any kind of pain. Take about 1,000 milligrams of the combination of curcumin, boswellia, and black sesame seed oil once or several times a day or as needed. No one knows whose pain tolerance or how much one can stand pain or how much pain people have. So it could be different. 1,000 milligrams is about 2 soft gel capsules of this combination of curcumin, boswellia, and black sesame seed oil. And those 2 capsules should be taken together. But you can do that 2 or 3 times a day or when needed. Now, to prevent migraines, and in fact, I've seen very, very good results for relieving migraines and not for them to return, is based on CoQ10. CoQ10, which is commonly referred to as a great nutrient for heart health and function. But clinical studies show that CoQ10 can cut a number of hours of a migraine headache at least in half, while also reducing the severity and the frequency. So the suggested intake for migraine headaches is 100 milligram of a chewable tablet, which has been proven to be more effective than 8 times the dosage. So 100 milligrams of the chewable tablet is the equivalent to about 800 milligrams of CoQ10. Take 1 or more daily. And to prevent hormone-linked headaches, DIM, D-I-M, helps to improve estrogen metabolism, keeping it from being converted to harmful metabolites, which can cause migraines and other hormone-related symptoms such as PMS and even cancer. Take 120 milligrams of DIM complexed with curcumin once or twice daily. These have been proven in studies to be highly effective for reducing the frequency, the intensity, the severity of migraine headaches, and possibly used on a daily basis to prevent the ongoing headache that people have often. So these are really good ways to correct the situations with your migraine headaches or headaches in general, tension headaches. They're all have an effect on headache relief. Now here's a very interesting study I ran across. Homocysteine is a protein that's generally involved with heart health. Now, there is a connection, though, between homocysteine and ED, erectile dysfunction. The dangers of a very high level of homocysteine, which is an amino acid produced in the body when proteins are broken down. So a high level of this protein, homocysteine, are associated with heart and kidney disease, as well as Alzheimer's disease and dementia. Additionally, several studies have connected high homocysteine levels to ED, erectile dysfunction. In fact, a review of 9 studies, including over 1,300 men, found that men with ED were twice as likely to have high homocysteine levels, which puts them in a high risk of heart disease. In men who have diabetes, high homocysteine levels increase the risk of ED by 5 times. So you can bring down that level of homocysteine to a normal level with vitamin B complex, including a very special form of vitamin B. The metabolism of homocysteine requires B vitamins. And we don't get any B vitamins in the American diet. All flour and grains are highly refined and processed. So suboptimal levels or intake of B vitamin deficiency can result in homocysteine levels up to 20 times over the normal range. And men with ED treated with B vitamins, especially folate, F-O-L-A-T-E, folate, had double the improvement in erectile function as measured by a standardized scoring system versus placebo in a clinical study. In a study of 18 men with ED who did not respond to standard medication, supplemental folate, commonly known as folic acid, and vitamin B6 improved their sexual function scores by 88%. So look for B vitamins in their biologically active forms. That would mean B6 as P5P, folate as methylfolate, and B12 as methylcobalamin. Not cyanocobalamin, but methylcobalamin. These 3 B vitamins are highly biologically active in the body. They do not have to go through the liver to be converted to the biologically active form. They're all ready to go to work immediately in the body to give you the best results. So B vitamins, and because they're water soluble, they really do have to be replenished every day. Because they don't stay in the body very long, they're not stored in the body. They're washed out very quickly. So when you take B vitamins, spread them out through the day. Take a dosage in the morning. Take a dosage in the afternoon if you can, and at night as well. Divide them out so that you get a good coverage of the B vitamins on a daily basis. Okay, my friends, I have a lot more, but time is running out. The clock is at the top of the hour. So we're going to pause here, but we'll be back on Sunday, 8 o'clock till 9 o'clock Central Standard Time. We'll talk more about your health and how you can improve your health, take care of yourself, and have a better quality of life. So with that, my friends, say a prayer for this crazy, insane world. We have to have some God back in our life somewhere. It's a shame how we have lost so much Christian values. And God bless you, my friends, and God bless America.
Thank you for listening to Terry Talks Nutrition Weekly Show. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a review on your favorite podcast platform, including Apple, Google, and iHeartRadio.